Somebody woke me up in the morning. CEO Saab is calling me. He opens Anand Bazar, Amrita Bazar Patrika and show me the photograph, surrender photograph.
So until then you had no idea. So you're saying that the Indian military actually saved the Pakistan army from the Bangladeshis?
93,000 people had sense to surrender. If you surrender to the Indian army, you are safe. We will treat you with the Geneva Conventions. But if you are going to be there and we don't take over, the local Banglas will kill you because you have troubled them quite a bit.
You actually saw the massacre.
Dead bodies anywhere and everywhere in the Bangladesh.
And these are civilians?
Civilians, ladies, children, elderly people, they don't bother. Because our seniors had gone for Meade conversion,
right.
We got our chance.
How old were you then?
23 plus.
Pakistan army was firing at you.
So they were actually afraid. They didn't want the loss of life anymore.
Right.
They went into the shell, they went into the cantonment and locked themselves.
You apparently lifted the entire Gorkha Rifles battalion. Right.
Ian Cardozo, if you remember.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then Harolikar. I am having goosebumps by telling their names. Today, when I say that they are making a mistake again by shaking hands with them.
Hello and welcome to the Sandeep Unnithan Show, your weekly dose of defense, geopolitics and much, much more. Today, I am privileged to be joined on my show with... Once more. Hello and welcome to the Sandeep Unnithan Show, your weekly dose of defense, geopolitics and much, much more. Today, I'm honored to have on my show Wing Commander Sundaram Krishnamurthy. Wing Commander Krishnamurthy is a war veteran, a hero of the 1971 war, and most importantly, he has a ringside view. He had a ringside view of the surrender ceremony in Dhaka. You can actually see him there in that famous photograph of the surrender of Lieutenant General A.K. Niazi, 16th December 1971. He had a ringside view on history. Wing Commander Sundaram Krishnamurthy, welcome to my show.
Thank you, Sandeep. In fact, when I think of those occasions, I am unable to believe that, yes, I have lived to rethink over.
Absolutely. And I want you to give us your view of what happened in Dhaka that afternoon, that evening, 16th of December 1971. It was a Thursday. What were you doing at Dhaka, the racecourse?
To answer you, I must tell you something in background. Please permit me to take about 5-7 minutes on that. We were in a place, technically Assam, but a Bengali speaking area.
Right.
Somewhere sandwiched between Agartala and Manipur, there is a place called Silchar.
Right.
It's a district headquarters and there is a Second World War runway there.
Right.
When the Mizoram problem took over,
1960s, in the mid-60s.
Because truly that area was neglected. So the neighbors took advantage.
Right.
But we had a guy called Sagat Singh,
Right.
who in his own way settled the Mizo problem to make them understand what they were doing was wrong,
Right.
plus to be with the mainstream India.
Major General Sagat Singh at that time?
Yes, Major General Sagat Singh. He had just come from Sikkim.
Where he had taken on the Chinese?
Yes. So, our association, our unit, 110 helicopter unit in Kumbhigram, Silchar, was with our friend General Sagat Singh. When this problem started, when I say the problem started with the Operation Searchlight in East Pakistan.
Right. March 1971.
71. And they said the number of refugees who have come to India is unbelievable. Initially they said it will just die down, but more and more people coming and it went on for weeks together. That was the time the local government, and directly the central government started taking action on it. When it became uncontrollable, the army was called. Army created an area for them. They kept that. And of course, it was very heavy on the local budget, government budget, but we had to feed them. We can't keep that.
Right. All the refugees. There were millions of refugees.
Millions of refugees.
Refugees.
Some people have lost their family, some people have lost their land, some people have lost their things, some people have lost their children, all kinds of things. And it was unbelievably, I was there to watch.
Where were you posted at that time?
I was in Kumbigram.
In Kumbigram. You're commissioned in 67.
68 I was 68. I spent 2 years in Asimara,
right,
north of Meghalaya, at the foothills of Bhutan.
Right.
We were operating for Bhutan and Sikkim royal families, and the peer flying was not sufficient. So they posted something like 3 from this unit, 3 from that unit, 4. Right. Suddenly we became 17 in Kumbigram.
What were you flying?
We were flying the Mi-4 helicopters.
Mi-4s. Mi-4 is a Soviet-built
Soviet-built. This came into India during the 1962 ops.
Right.
It was a distress buy, but it was a wise buy. I'll tell you why. During the course of time, I will tell you, when I say Mi-4, today the people may call it as cattle class.
Right.
But it may be cattle class, but it got a surrender advanced by the 93,000 people.
Right. The Pakistanis who surrendered.
Yes.
And
if I say
16th of December.
If I say that we played an important role in it, I am not under or overestimating anyone. Please let's be very clear. And when I say that Mi-4, it was design-wise to carry Siberian weather, 10 fully armed soldiers.
Right.
Kumbigram weather is a tropical climate, so we could at most, adjusting the fuel, we can carry 10, 9, 8 like that.
Passengers. Or soldiers.
Or passengers.
Right.
Having said that, we were looking after Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur, part of Nagaland,
right,
and entire Silchar. So we had our hands full.
Right.
So when we asked our flight commander or the squadron commander for leave, please bring someone who is going to be in your place.
Right.
I mean, we had to kind of adjust ourselves with that because the flying was too many. To top it all, this General Saab entered our life.
General Sagat?
General Sagat.
What is General Sagat Singh like?
Sagat Singh is hugely built. I am 5'8". I had to look up like this. So, when I say that, that was the first impression. But he was a kind of self-made man. He could think for himself. He could think for others. When I say think for others, he didn't put the words in your mouth, but he profiled you in no time, whether this guy will listen to me or not. And operating for army, the Air Force was very clear. Helicopters were meant for casualty evacuation.
Right.
Food may be carried, or at times maybe some transportation of the troops. Other than that, we were not expected to anything.
You were not expected to carry soldiers into combat?
No, we had our own exercises.
Right.
We called it as heliborne operations.
Right.
We were. But keeping that area in mind and no war with East Pakistan, so to say,
right,
we had no, but we had training on it. We were told, carry. We used to remove the door which opens widely like clam shell. They
Clam
call
shell
it
doors,
clam
yeah.
shell. It is not clamp, it is clam
Yeah.
shell. And
Like
it
a
is-
shell, like a
yes.
seashell.
And that particular design was used in all the aeroplanes, all the helicopters of Russia.
Right.
Untold opened from the rear, the IL-76 opened from the rear, and it also had steps along with that.
Yeah.
So when we carried them, we completed what you wanted to do. You take them, they just jumped out, the troops, and you immediately take off and come. This training in small quantities we were doing and we were practicing. Full credit goes to our flight commander and squadron commander for having introduced this.
Who was the flight commander and the squadron commander?
Yes, I must say that. Our squadron commander, the unit commander, was Group Captain retired. He settled in Chandigarh now. C.S. Sandhu. He's a second generation army guy. And we had a good time. He's from RIMC. He's had a good time. Our flight commander was Pushp Kumar Ved.
Right.
And before we even met him, he knew about us. He was a capable man. He was capable of teaching you. I mean, he was something like second Sagat Singh. You can say that. So he knew whom to train how much and whom not to train. And he even taught us the peacetime Air Force ethics, etiquettes. And when you fly, when you go to the army, you have to tell them that army, this much I can do, British do not expect anything beyond that. Because he said, do not disappoint them. If somebody wants to come on leave, if you can, bring them along.
Right.
Don't say, I don't have space. If you have to leave the some freight, leave it, but bring them. So we had good training and good upbringing, so to say, in the helicopter units. Now enters Sagat Singh. This is the third time I have said that. Why I am saying this again is, the Kumbhigram before Sagat Singh and Kumbhigram after Sagat Singh is a different story. And Sagat Singh was moved from, after the searchlight, Sagat Singh was moved from 101 Com Zone area in Meghalaya,
Right.
Shillong, to a place called Teliamura, just some 40-50 kilometers from Agartala. Even border roads tried to make one small little runway there, but it was washed off in the rain. It doesn't matter. Helicopters were there to look after him. Initially, we started with one helicopter detachment with him, and later on, it was increased to 2. Now, I must introduce another gentleman, my course mate, called Captain Gohil that time. He retired as a general.
Right.
And he was a staff officer to him. And since he was my course mate, we could confine anything. We could say what the helicopter can do, cannot do without any. And what we wanted from them, when I say what we wanted from them was, we wanted an extra blanket, but it was all easy because sometimes we go without even a blanket, without even a bedding, we get stuck. So Sagat Singh had learned about the helicopters not only from us, from his staff officer. It came in handy when we did the Sylhet and Meghna crossing later in life. Now, from 2 helicopters, when the activities started, we were increasing it to some number, but we all used to come back to base. Now I must tell about the refugees. Refugees were settled, they were given food, they were comfortable. Once they settled, they spoke the same language as the locals. So they started looking for a job for takas.
Right.
The locals, as it is, were sad because there was no extra income available with them. Now that these people have come, they let them take the food, but they can't come into my territory and take my job away. Now the time, army said, please restrict yourself to See? And then army kept them busy in a different way.
Right.
What it affected me personally, from Kumbhigram airport, Silchar was 34 kilometers.
Right.
No proper roads. The scooter cannot continue in one journey in one way. So we depended on the army jongas and one-tonners to go even to see a picture. But these people not only brought the refugees, but they brought diseases also along.
Right.
They brought typhoids and all other infectious diseases along. So we were politely told, when I say politely, it is within the inverted commas, we were told very clearly, please do not, you are not going to Silchar anymore.
Right.
So the only place where we had some theatre, that also gone. Fortunately for us, central government started taking care of the refugees. You must have heard of the famous dialogue between the chief Manekshaw and Indira Gandhi.
She wanted Manekshaw to immediately enter East Pakistan.
She said, General, I want these people to be pushed in.
Right.
He said, ma'am, not one, 3 rivers, Ganga, Brahmaputra and Tista, they enter Bangladesh. You don't have a place to stand, forget about fighting. This I am putting these words into his mouth. He said, do not do anything now. Let the winter starts so that from across the Himalayas, whoever wants to help, he didn't name anyone, whoever wants to help them, they cannot come into India.
The passes will be blocked.
And by then, monsoon also will abate and the water entering Bangladesh, will be the minimum. So ideal time, that is time. If need be, we will use force and set across. These things don't remain secret anymore, and it went to Pakistan. And Pakistan, with the situation that time, they thought they were very smart.
Right.
So one fine day, they started attacking Pathankot on all the bordering airports.
3rd December 1971.
And in the meanwhile, we were not sleeping. We were ready, but not with the talwar in the hand. We didn't sleep with the talwar in the hand, but we slept with the collective in the hand, no doubt. Collective is my controlling arm
of your
the helicopter.
Right.
Okay. Night flying, day flying was there. And all the 17 young flying officers have declared fully ops. We were allowed to fly, independent.
You were not allowed to fly before that because you needed a senior pilot?
No, that time when I say, no, not single pilot. When I say independent, I can be the captain.
Right.
I can be the number one in the pilot to take action as my mind says. I am putting 2 things. When they meet, I'll just come to you. Sagat Singh was there. That is the time Sagat Singh was there. Then we were happy. Sagat Singh was positioned to see no Pakistani troop, Razakars or Rangers enter from the eastern border of Bangladesh, East Pakistan, enter Burma and get away via Rangoon or Chittagong.
So they couldn't escape out.
They should not. They were not. They were these. And Sagat Singh was doing it effectively. I know that personally because we carried him all over. There is a place called Belonia, south of Agartala. We have spent with just the helicopter and with the 1500 liters of fuel, we were doing some kind of mischief. And we knew.
What kind of mischief?
When I say mischief, the possible place of escape,
right.
He kept booby traps.
Mines?
Booby traps, not mines,
right.
by booby traps. As like doll and thing, something like that, and
right.
attractive thing. And they were caught. A few times they were caught. And Suddenly, when the Pakistan attacked, they attacked even Kalaikunda,
Right.
Kharagpur. But fortunately, Indian Air Force was ready in the eastern sector. Within 2 days, they were nullified. So we got something called air superiority. But total air superiority came 3 days more later because the ack guns, they were to be silenced, which the army did. And they said, let us go and capture Sylhet. Sylhet is one of the very important military camp of East Pakistan.
Right.
Next only to Dhaka. They were worried about the northern borders of East Pakistan than the southern borders.
Right.
Southern borders, they were very, very, very confident that our neighbors will look after, that we will not do any mischief.
The Chinese would look after
Chinese and the Burmese,
Right.
they had lots of this.
Right.
And then any movement in Bay of Bengal is visible from Bangladesh.
Right.
So they were
Then East Pakistan.
Then East Pakistan, they were very confident. But when we did this, Sylhet to be taken over. But what happened? East Pakistan was totally cut off from West Pakistan. Pakistan central government could not. That time they didn't have any proper government also. Yahya Khan was there.
Right.
Tikka Khan
He
was
was the military dictator. Yes.
Tikka Khan was there. So this thing, but they could not do anything from the air. So we may call it as total air superiority.
That one squadron of F-86s, Sabres, was knocked out completely.
Knocked out, and all the airfields in and around Dhaka, they were all with craters. No runway was possible.
Right.
In fact, when for surrender, when the senior officers wanted to go, they didn't go in the gleaming M748s, Indian 748. They went in our helicopter and the Chetak helicopters.
Because there were no airfields available. There were all the runways had been destroyed.
So this, out of memory, this is coming into my mind. And they said, tomorrow, my flight commander said, 7 helicopters are going to Teliamura, and from there we will be operating in Kailash Shahar.
What date was this?
3rd, maybe 5th.
5th December. The war had been declared on 3rd of December, and 5th December
we are going.
Teliamura.
And we all went looking for the war. Where was the war? War was not there. We wanted the fight to see. We didn't see the fight. So it was a normal. That is how, when we did the actual flying in the battle area, we never felt it was a battle.
Why is that?
Because for previous 1 year, we have been used to operating with the soldiers, Sagat Singh, and taking orders from him.
So already there was perfect Air Force Army coordination.
The theaterization, you may say, if I may say, theaterization was already practiced by Sagat Singh in 1971. Okay, so what they talked about the theaterization in the last CDS General Barry Rawat, it was not that he was there. So, given the right leader, please note what I am saying, given the right leader, given the right helicopters, given the right aeroplanes, fighters, theaterization can be achieved. But the topmost has to be a great understanding person of what the Air Force air superiority can do and cannot do. This is, having said that, we'll go back to 71.
5th of December.
5th of December. There is a place called Kalora. There said, we are going there and then setting course for Sylhet. And before that, our flight commander had already got the VRC. Pushpa Kumar Ved had already got the VRC. Because he flew In the pitch darkness, which we did later on,
Right.
in the pitch darkness, no prepared helipad, we don't know what is in the ground, and he went and reconnaissance, did the recce of the area
Right.
to do the
Right.
Sylhet. So Sylhet helicopters, we went, we operated one full night
Right.
and half day.
Right. 5th
So
December.
now after 5th September, 6th December, we will go to Sylhet.
Right.
I may be wrong with a little bit of date here and there. Please don't. I am going to be 80 next year. So don't mind it. I am just recollecting all my the grey matter and talking to you. So when we did, all they did was Pakistani soldiers, officers, paramilitary forces went into the cantonment Sylhet, locked themselves, almost assuring you, you do what you want outside, I am not going to interfere. So we had achieved in that purpose. Second thing we achieved was, it was a kind of enaction of what we are going to do if at all we require later on Meghna crossing. Chandan Singh and Sagat Singh, they saw the proficiency, they saw the professionalism, they saw no helicopters. At this stage, please excuse me, I should have started, but I forgot. A great thanks, admiration goes to our ground crew, helicopter ground crew, who were with us in the battlefield, in Agartala, in Kailashahar, settling the problems, small little problems we had. I told you, the Mi-4 had piston engine. The problem was, it didn't ingest the grass, dry grass. The dry grass went into the... So they removed, painstakingly they used to remove one by one, because that can set fire to the helicopter. On behalf of all the pilots, on behalf of the entire country, thank the helicopter crew, maintenance people of the Mi-4 who assembled in the battle area. Having said that, I go back. Now they said, Sagat Singh was very happy with the night flying, landing, confusion-less flying. Please remember, there was no RT contact,
Right.
there was no light, there was no this thing. Yes, sometimes we had the forward area controllers. Air Force pilot was there on ground to tell you where is, how to come, where to come. But not all the places. Next we did in Brahmanbaria, and we were happy. Now suddenly, Group Captain Chandan Singh and General Sagat Singh, they suddenly said, let us cross Meghna and go to Dhaka. How and why? How? The tank column will continue, with the armored column will continue with us. We will be over the water, they will be crossing the water. But they had some problem. Suddenly they didn't realize that place had some depths. It was not flat. We were planning to cross the broadest portion of the Ganga,
Right.
Meghna river.
Meghna. And how wide is the Meghna river?
2 miles.
2 miles?
Yes, because that is anyone, what we do when we cross the road?
Right.
We cross at the place where we expect the least traffic,
That's right.
plus the least place to cover.
Yeah.
So they said, Pakistanis were not expecting us to cross with the broadest person, so we were planning to cross borders. But that also happened to be the place where Shami Mehta Sahab took his armored and reached that side. It took some time. Before we could say anything, before the people realized, the army seniors,
Right.
the Chandan Singh Sahab had taken permission from Eastern Air Command.
Yeah.
They said, within the power we have and within your professionalism, what can be done by the helicopters, do it. That is how we did this, what we did in Sylhet and Bangladesh.
So what was the Sylhet airlift like, where you apparently lifted the entire Gorkha Rifles battalion?
4x5.
4x5.
4x5 Gurkha Rifles.
Right.
Ian Cardozo, if you remember.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then Harolikar.
Right.
We all, I'm having goosebumps by telling their names. They all traveled in our helicopters and we just dropped them like, you just get out. They just jumped out. They said, this has saved me 1 minute of helicopter flying, has saved me 1 day. That means I saved the helicopter pilots saved 23 hours and 59 minutes for the army by doing that 1 minute flying.
Taking them across the Sylhet River.
The Meghna River
Yes.
was
the Meghna River.
1 minute, 1.5 minutes maximum.
Right.
2 minutes. By building a bridge, going that side, going round, they would have spent 1 full day, let us say. So we saved 23 hours and 59 minutes in 1 minute, what I say. I'm just taking the 1 minute into some kind of a figure. Yeah. Even if it is 10 minutes, 23 hours and 50 minutes, let us say.
Right.
They assemble there and knocking at the door of the Intercontinental, where Pakistani army and they were in the process of moving from Intercontinental into Governor's Bungalow. But that Governor's Bungalow also had no peacetime. Late Bishnoi Sahib, double VRC and MVC, and AVM, I forget his name, the name will come. He also got a VRC for it. They went in Hunters and MiGs and attacked the Governor's Bungalow.
That's Air Marshal Harish Masand.
Harish Masand. Thanks for reminding me. Harish Masand and Harish Masand in Hunter and the Bhupe Bishoy in MiGs. They went and so army, East Pakistan army were not clear where the fight is coming from, where the attack is coming from. So they also into the shell they went. And we were knocking at the door. Now, there was a blockage of Indian army entering from the Balurghat side, northwest side. And when they heard that we had come to the competition, professional competition, they also come what may we have. That means by the day of 2 days before the surrender, the entire Dhaka was so-called besieged. We were surrounding them to say, brother, you can't go anywhere. What you want to do is come to me. And Calcutta has already thought of asking them to surrender. So they were also coming into the picture.
Calcutta, you mean Eastern
Command. Eastern Command. Okay. And we were in the... I won't talk much about the Calcutta and Jacob Sahib because I was not, so to say, anyway present. But I know one thing. General Arora telling our friend General Sagat Singh, don't do anything beyond what we said, and which he didn't listen.
Were you present when he said this, or
we were all in the meeting?
Right.
He said it in a different way. Just go by the Orbat.
Where was this meeting?
In Agartala somewhere.
Right.
Agartala, Kailash.
General Arora had come down for this meeting, and General Sagat was present there.
Okay. But Sagat Singh and Chandan Singh, they had their own stories to write. So we crossed over and we dropped them and came. So 4 guards and 4x5 GR whatever left over, They all were in the this thing. There were some more, please, the army guys, please forgive me, I cannot remember any numbers.
This was the Sylhet airlift.
No, Sylhet nahi. I'm talking about Bangladesh, Meghna crossing
Right.
into Dhaka.
Right.
So 4 guards were this thing there. I remember that.
Right.
But some more here and there. This thing.
So what is the Sylhet airlift like? What was it like to lift? And this is when the Indian army was in contact with the Pakistan army. Was there a lot of firing? Was there?
No, they did fire. They did deter. They did try to deter us, which to an extent they did. And then we were just simply told, don't go that side.
Right.
Don't go by there. Drop the army, our Indian army guys, where there is no firing at all. Army will regroup and attack.
So the Pakistan army was firing at you?
They were firing initially.
Right.
Then I told you, they went into the shell. They went into the cantonment and locked themselves.
Why is that?
Because they didn't want any loss anymore.
They were afraid?
They were, naturally, because they knew that air superiority was not there. Helicopters are operating. And one more thing I must tell you. Because our seniors had gone for Mi-8 conversion,
right,
we got our chance.
Where did they go to Mi-8
They went to Russia.
Your seniors in the Air Force had gone for Mi-8
Our
conversion.
seniors, flying officers.
Flying officers.
We were junior flying officers. They were senior flying officers. They went to Mi-8's conversion and they were... Okay, so we got the chance. That is number
How old were you then?
I am 46 born, so how much was it? 23 plus?
You were just 23 years old.
Okay. In addition, the army, Pakistani army thought we are flying actually the Mi-8s,
Right.
not the Mi-4s. And Mi-8 capacity is much more than the Mi-8s. So they were expecting a large number, which we actually gave. We converted, within inverted commas, the Mi-4 into Mi-8s as far as the army, Pakistani army was concerned. So they were actually afraid. They didn't want the loss of lives anymore.
Right.
They went into the shell, they went into the cantonment and locked themselves. So now Sylhet was isolated. There were pockets in Brahmanbaria, Kalora and things like that, and close to Kailashar. We told them all, just be within your own circle. We will not do anything for the time being.
You told the Pakistani army?
Naturally.
How did you tell them?
The local army, they sent, they have their own means of telling. When I say, they indicated and told them, just relax. So they were not mentally willing to fight. They were in the mood to give up.
How do you know that? Could you see them? Did you hear? Did you?
One helicopter had 38 bullets.
That is yours?
No, not mine, one of our helicopters. We were careful, no doubt, but the number of the bullet holes were reduced. So we knew that they were not even willing to fight the helicopters.
How interesting. So you could tell by the number of bullets that you were being hit.
Yes. We lost 2 helicopters in Kumbigram, not in the battlefield, because somewhere some line was missing, and then...
So you're saying the Pakistan military lost its will to fight even before the surrender?
No, they were watching us. I mean, they were not, please remember, they are not fools enough. The commanders knew how much lives they are losing, how many people they are losing, and how much they see. So they were not willing to do. Now, enters Jacob Sahib.
Major General JFR Jacob, Chief of Staff, Eastern Army Command.
He has been sending messages to the Army Commander, East Pakistan Forces, Niazi Sahib.
Lieutenant General
A.A.K. So I think one of the A is Abdullah something else.
Amir Abdullah Khan Niazi.
He is related to our Imran Khan.
Same tribe?
No, they are related.
Yeah.
Not only the tribe, they are related. So, he was in London. Now, we had one reporter from America embedded with the Indian Army. So, he was giving us the information from there. So that apart, we have our own local understandings, local information coming from this thing. So I remember the wordings. They said, you don't surrender, it doesn't matter. If you surrender to the Indian Army, you are safe. We will treat you with the Geneva Conventions. But if you are going to be there and we don't take over, the local Banglas will kill you because you have troubled them quite a bit.
And you actually saw the massacre.
Yes.
What describe for us what you actually saw, the atrocities of the Pakistan army?
I have done crop spraying. When I finish my crop spraying, I can see the locusts dead lying on the field. It was similar. Dead bodies anywhere and everywhere in the Bangladesh.
And these are civilians?
Civilians, ladies, children, elderly people, they don't bother.
You mean the Pakistan military has been killing them,
and
massacring them?
Today, when I say that they are making a mistake again by shaking hands with them, I mean, I may be talking a little too early, but only time will say. Because remember one thing, Bangla pride is very high. The moment you touch their pride, they don't accept.
How did you see these bodies? Where did you see these bodies?
Anywhere.
When we were flying, you could see these bodies?
Yes, you could see them.
And these were massacred by the Pakistan army. So you're saying that the Indian military actually saved the Pakistan army from the Bangladeshis?
93,000 people had sense to surrender. Their commanders. Though Niazi has to be worshipped by the families of the 93,000 people. Why? He accepted the surrender. He listened to the good words. He said, you will be thrashed, you will be cut into pieces. So they said, okay, I'll surrender. They surrendered with style, in style. Okay. So,
you think it is a mistake not to try them for war crimes?
I'll tell you something. I'll talk about the book a little later. This book contains small little blogs kind of articles I made for the center page
to
the Indian newspapers. Why I did that? For some reason, Indian government, neither the Indian government nor the Indian army, they took cognizance of the death, bravery, valor displayed by the Indian army, Indian Air Force, Indian Navy. But they didn't make a story out of it. They never took pleasure in telling this. For some reason, they kept quiet.
You mean our narrative of the 1971 war is
flawed? It wasn't there. It wasn't there. And even Indira Gandhi, she must have accepted something what our friend Bhutto said. I do not know. But
in Shimla,
but there never was a mention of the Pakistan war after that for almost 50 years.
So you're saying that we lost an opportunity to corner the Pakistan army completely after 1971.
And we treated them like what their rank supposed to be treated.
Under the Geneva Convention.
Under the Geneva Convention. Officers like officers, JCOs like JCOs, or wars like wars. And no one was, their even pay was given. Of course, Pakistani gave, but the pay was.
So you're saying it was a mistake not to try them for war crimes?
Absolutely.
What they had done to the Bangladeshis. They had massacred civilians like locusts, you say.
Yes.
And you're saying we should have tried them for war crimes?
War crimes.
It was a big mistake.
And showing no respect to the humanitarian values. Okay. Their way of attacking is call one family full, shoot them down. Call one mohalla full, shoot them down. If there is a worshipping place of worship, destroy that. So all kinds of things. And today, having spent 9 important years of my young days in Bengal, I know Bengali culture is very high. It is as good as your Tamil culture, Sangam culture.
Right.
Okay. So when they tried to put hands in that and said, you people are no good, they said, Mujibur Rahman is not a fit man to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan. That is how the problem started.
Right.
They put him in the prison.
So, coming back to the surrender ceremony, how did you land up in Dhaka that day?
Landing up was not a problem. Helicopters, where the aeroplane could not land, helicopters landed. I told you. On the day, 16th, around the lunchtime, we got the message that surrenders anytime.
And 16th was a Thursday.
Okay.
And you were based where at that time?
Agartala.
In Agartala.
Agartala terminal, luckily, gave us a space to lie down. Sometimes we had one leg in between the other leg to sleep. That kind of a crowd it was there. But the moment somebody said this, and the number of helicopters going, 7 was the number, and Chetaks will take the senior officers with white covers and VIP, this, and they didn't want to come in the cattle class helicopter. But we had our own crowd. Who? The press reporters of the entire world.
You remember any of their names?
Of course. I don't remember anyone, but in my helicopter, we had a Sardar from Time magazine. And I used to watch him. Wherever he took photograph, I also took photograph.
You were carrying your camera?
I told you, I had a camera. I had a Foglander German camera, beautiful calendar,
right.
Beautiful camera. Only thing was that sunlight did not last for a long time.
Right.
You know, it is 1 hour ahead of us, eastern sector, and cloudy day, cloudy night.
And you flew from Agartala to Dhaka. You landed in...
Yes.
Where did you land?
When we landed all right. Parking, where is the parking?
Right.
Every place had hole.
Right.
Somewhere we found a place, somebody got down and said, you go there, we parked and went. Now you will ask me, when we come back, how did you find my own helicopter?
Right.
We picked up any helicopter and came. Obviously, because
there were so many helicopters there. So you landed in Dhaka, and then how did you know where to go?
That's a big story. I told you, my man, this Sadaji,
yes,
from Time magazine,
the press reporter.
I was watching him. He quickly sat in some vehicle. I also sat in some vehicle, followed him.
Right.
And then en route somewhere he got on. I too got on, went in a bus. And then that bus suddenly got into a cycle rickshaw. We got into the cycle rickshaw to enter the... so I was there in the Ramna racecourse.
Ramna racecourse. And this is the same place where Sheikh Mujibur Rahman gave that address on the 7th of March.
And he spoke of the Bengali culture,
yes,
and said, this culture cannot be destroyed. This culture cannot come under the
Pakistani culture.
I don't want to name them. That culture.
And this was 9 months before he gave the speech,
yes,
and 9 months later you were there at the Ramna racecourse.
And having read, having understood how the surrenders took place during the Second World War, I was quite surprised to see why in the Ramna racecourse, why in the open ground,
right,
why there is no special description, special given to that occasion.
Right.
That is the time I was told. This is where he stood. This is where Mujib stood and gave a lecture.
So that is why they had the
yes,
surrender in
yes,
Ramna racecourse.
Yes.
Because it was that
yes,
was the place.
And mind you, we had no tables, no chairs. But we were very keen to get the signature of our AAK.
Niazi.
Yes. We would do anything to get it before he changes his mind again.
Right.
Before the UN resolution comes for ceasefire.
Right.
Before anything else happens.
So describe when you entered Ramna Race Course, what was the environment like?
Oh, chaos.
You were in uniform, of course.
I was not in uniform. I was in a flying overall.
You flying overalls.
Okay.
Right.
And that is the time Niazi and Arora entered.
Right. What was their body language like?
Poor thing. You know how senior officers in the army,
Right.
how senior officers, Lieutenant General, who was a commander of that area,
Right.
he's going to hand over his pistol and surrender. What face he had?
What was his face like? He was looking
He was
down.
sad. He was very, I have a photograph somewhere. Sometime I'll
Right.
show you. Sad. It was a very sad face. And I went as close to him and took a snap.
Right.
And the other car, polished, painted, and with the Indian Lieutenant General flag, our friend General Arora landed up. So both of them were. In the meanwhile, 2 tables and 2 chairs were put. Not even, please believe me, not even a tablecloth. The officer, yellow, had 2 files, probably this thing, and that is the curiosity. What is written in that? I went, after having attempted the camera, my own thing, I went the other side. I went the other side to have a look. Now, the crowd in that area, suddenly when they realized that something important is going to take place, the locals and the Indian army, everyone started coming, obviously.
And how many people were there? Thousands.
I would say millions. Why? Army was very smart, Indian army. They made the Pakistani army and paramilitary forces surrender their arms, and they have taken over the arms. So no mischief can be taking place as far as the firing is concerned.
Right.
They can trouble you with hand-to-hand fight, but they will not do it because Bengalis were more. Dhakkam dhakka, push and pull. You will realize when you see the photograph, I am holding General Jacob. What you don't know is he is holding me. Idea is that not to leave that place, because people wanted to be in that. I didn't know that the photograph is being taken and I will be in the newspapers next morning.
And the history books for all time.
Yes. So I went, and I read a few lines.
Of the instrument of surrender.
Yes, I did. And I must tell you something very important which I have given in the book. The pen which General Arora brought, gold cap pen, never wrote.
What did he write it with then? How did he sign?
He took another pen and gave it, did all this and gave it. This is a fountain pen, please remember. Those days there was no ball points. Fountain pen. He didn't write. He wrote A, after that he didn't write. Second pen also. Now, somebody in the crowd, I don't remember, many people are claiming nowadays, so I don't want to take any name. They gave a pen, ordinary pen, maybe costing 2.5 rupees in those days' price. With great flourish, both of them signed with that pen.
And where is that pen?
I don't know.
What was Niazi's?
Though when I wrote as if it was my pen, and I was an army officer. I mean, just for the story part of it.
Right.
But it is not, I was not an army officer, nor I had my pen. But it was a pen from one of the subordinates.
What was the environment like? Were people pushing? They were shouting?
Oh, Dhakkam dhakka, I told you, it is like getting into a compartment.
A train compartment.
Train compartment. Okay. And the moment I saw the signature and the thing folded and it was getting dark.
Right.
If we delay anymore, the Air Force, Indian Eastern Air Command said, having done your night flying during the war, safe and sound, do not do any stupid thing flying night from Dhaka to Agartala.
Right.
But our survival, we can't spend the night in an enemy town area.
Right.
So all of us hurried back now into where we parked the helicopter, picked up any helicopter, start and push off. Because that doesn't require a key. We start our route.
Right. But before you took off, what was the Dhaka like? Were there people everywhere? Was there Pakistan army there?
I have a photograph I'll show you sometimes. Later it happened.
Yeah.
So that can give you an idea. One man came with his Beetle,
right,
Volkswagen Beetle, and said, "This is your car, sir. Please take me."
Right.
I said, "No, thanks. I don't want." He said, "Sir, if you are worried about the Calcutta entry, go by your." He didn't know that I was from Kumbigram.
Right.
He said, "Go from Silchar side." And I said, "No." Then he made me sit on top of. I made him. I'll give you a photograph. I sat on top of the car. I took a photograph and gave it to him.
Right.
So.
And how long were you on the ground in Dhaka that day, on the 16th of December? How many hours were you there when you saw
Maybe
this?
3 hours.
That's it.
Maybe 3.5 hours. That's all. Nothing else.
You
because
landed,
saw
the surrender ceremony, and you flew back out.
And all of us came one by one. And again, where my sleeping bag was, we located, went to sleep.
What are the other memories of that day, on the 16th of December?
Why 16th? I'll tell you on the 17th. I slept off. Somebody woke me up in the morning. "Kicha, please wake up. CO Saab is calling you." Sadhu, group captain, squad leader Sadhu. I said, "क्या बात हो गई भाई? हमने कुछ गलती किया है." I brought another aircraft. Maybe that he is going to ask. He is calling you like that only. Go in your night suit. Where is the night suit? I was sleeping in overall. I went there. "Kicha, what have you done here to yourself?" I looked at him. "No, sir, what have I done?" He opens Amrita Bazar Patrika and show me the photograph, surrender photograph. Black and white. It has come in the papers. So, you joker, you made our life, embedded our life in this war. I said, "Yes, sir, this is the photograph."
So until then you had no idea that
I had no idea. How would I know? There are hundreds and hundreds of clicks. There must be 1 million clicks at least. Now suddenly, how this photograph was taken to be the one which to be printed in the newspapers. People also wanted, see the world, media, Calcutta, they must be hurrying them up. Send any photograph, send any photograph. So they have sent this photograph. So that is the one which is the important thing. Then the Kumbigram, the Me4 crowd, there a Kicha has come in the photograph. And my grandfather, my neighbor, not my own grandfather, he asked me, "What were you doing in that room?" Because he is a Second World War veteran. He said, "Singapore 5-star hotel and MacArthur ships, on board the ship, the surrender. How did you, you are a flying officer, how did you enter that room?" Then I sat down, like I am giving you the story, I told him the story. Then he was very much appreciated. But he says, "Don't tell this story to everyone and anyone." The typical old man,
Right.
I said, yes. So that is how that evening was quiet, surrender. We slept a peaceful life.
You had no idea how important that
No,
day
it was important.
You understood
Yes,
the
it was
importance of that
important.
day.
We also knew the moment we crossed the Meghna, then we knew something more serious is going to happen, that is a surrender.
And that jump over the Meghna.
Absolutely.
Helicopter jump.
Otherwise, today, please mark my words, we would have been fighting like Srinagar and Jammu. And what is the border area?
Pakistan occupied Kashmir.
Kashmir.
It would have been like POK. Yes. It was that one decisive move.
Absolutely. So, this gentleman, General Sagat Singh, he proved he was a man, he was a soldier, and he was a senior soldier, an able commander. And when Bangladeshis can have a temple for him. If you could have given him at least the Param Visish Seva medal, he got, but he never got the MVC, Paramvir Chakra.
He deserved an MVC.
PVC, he deserved. But the problem is, it is in the face of the enemy. So but he got a Padma Vibhushan.
Right.
So government accepted, but because he disobeyed, I am repeating again, I know it very clearly.
How did he disobey?
He said, don't cross Meghna. He crossed Meghna.
Who told him not to cross the Meghna?
Arbat said that your Arbat is south of Meghna. He crossed.
General Arora told him not
Very
to
clear.
cross, and he crossed the Meghna.
He crossed the Meghna.
So that you were part of that.
I was part of
Did you know that you were actually, in a sense, disobeying orders?
Yes.
When you did that?
Yes.
But that accelerated the fall of Dhaka, like you said.
Not only so accelerated the fall, accelerated the independence of Bangladesh. Bengalis never realized that they would never get an independent land.
Right.
They said, yes, we will be able to get our man into the ruling position.
Right.
Mujibur Rahman. That's their thing.
They never imagined
They
that
never
independence
imagined,
would be possible.
That is why even today, when they are showing hands to shake hands with this thing and all that, it is only temporary.
The shake hands with the Pakistanis.
It's only temporary. Okay. It will die a very, not a natural death, but a forced death. Because they will behave like this only again.
Right.
Bengalis are very, very peace-loving.
Yes.
But the moment you finger them, they are like hyenas. They will kill you. And I know this very well because I've spent time with them. My young days was with this thing. So they are there.
So you had a very interesting life in Commander Krishnamurthy. You went from Bangladesh, you went to the Aviation Research Center. You were there for many years.
Aviation Research Center was an experience because when I went there, that is the time I realized that there was such an airfield in Odisha. Charbhatia. But I was not new to ARC.
Right.
Why? Because Establishment 22 was acting in conjunction with Sagat Singh.
Right.
They were not letting any Razakar go.
They were in the Chittagong Hill Tract.
Yes. They were not letting them go. So they used to come, our own Air Force officers, they used to come and land in Kumbhigram, B-4 helicopters, and refuel and go. And they used to come for our refueling in the interior areas. And naturally we know their stories. That is how probably I was drafted into the ARC. And there is plenty to tell. Someday someone will write a big story because R&W is all of, hush stuff.
Right.
So it's like the child. He doesn't know how the child is born, how the procreation takes place. But as he grows, it takes it in his fold. Yes, it is happening.
So then after that you went to Antarctica. You were one of the first Indian pilots to land in Antarctica.
Not initial first pilots. I was the 6th expedition. The Indian Air Force started from the 3rd onwards. Indian Navy went right in the first one onwards.
Right. Dakshin
Gangotri. 3rd onwards, Indian Air Force went. And 6th onwards, we went and it settled. And not only I went, I saw the Sheer Sagar, so to say, what our mythology says, the Sheer Sagar, and how and where it broke. Would you believe when Odisha says that they found, Andhra Pradesh says they found diamonds in their land, I am not surprised. It was contiguous with South Africa.
Gondwana land.
It was together.
And then finally, after this very interesting career, you flew with the ONGC in Mumbai.
I went to ONGC because I was qualified on the Antarctica.
Right.
I mean, to fly in Antarctica, I had to be offshore qualified. Said something about Antarctica.
Right.
And I was posted in the Car Nicobar.
Right.
So I have, and as a helicopter pilot, and having done the civil helicopter flying also,
Right.
I can take pride. Typical word is in Hindi, fook. I can tell the guys I have landed anywhere and everywhere in India,
Right.
including the island, extended India.
So India, Andaman Nicobar Islands, Antarctica, East Pakistan,
Bhutan, Sikkim.
Bhutan, Sikkim, you've seen it all.
And having gone on a trek to Kailash Mansarovar, I can even say I visited China.
Right.
So it is a God's gift. I'm not going to talk about anything beyond this,
Right.
because when I was least expecting, somebody comes, sign this. I said, what is this? He said, you are volunteering for Antarctica. I said, volunteering? You will make me sign. He said, Krich, you are among the 3 guys. In fact, you are among the 4 guys. 2 guys are standby and 2 guys are going this year.
Right.
You go through all the motions of training and thing like that. Next year you will go. 7th expedition you will go. But as the luck would have it, the main helicopter pilots did something stupid enough to say, Indian Air Force said, you are not going, these guys are going.
Right.
That is how my friend H.S. Sodhi and I, we were. My wife was said, you said next year, why are you going this year? So I had to tell the story.
What a fascinating sweep of history, and what an extraordinary career in the Air Force you've had, Wing Commander Krishnamurthy, all the way from Antarctica and Dhaka, of course, that very famous photograph that you were part of, and you will live through history for that one thing of being the right man at the right place at the right time. But thank you so much for your time and for your thoughts. It's been such a pleasure having you on my show.
The pleasure is entirely mine, Sandeep. Anytime we'll have a discussion.
Thank you. Look forward to that, sir.